and welcome to another Sanctuary Sunday. Sanctuary, yes, the day where I try to cover something other than war games. And I'm going to do it, or better said, undo it again. I'm going back to the Undo series. I've covered several of these over time as I have increased my collection of these Undo games. Not so much because I thoroughly enjoy them, more because I'm kind of compulsive, and these are dirt cheap right now. So these all go into my Kilroy's bargains. Picking these up for like pennies on the dollar. And I'm just not picking them up just because they're worthless. These are actually an interesting little game. It's time travel, although that theme's kind of painted on and explains what you're doing or how the game mechanism plays. But each of these has their own theme, and the overarching theme is kind of interesting. I mean, you're starting off at the death of someone, and you got to figure out how they died. You're trying to undo their death, and so there's going to be a timeline, and you're trying to jump around that timeline. So, as I said, the gameplay's not too bad. It's kind of a one and done. You can replay these. In fact, if you wait long enough, you can basically replay anything, right? But they're not made for multiple plays, and since they're so cheap, then that's kind of why I kind of jumped into them. Normally, I kind of stay away from legacy or one-shot games, but these are fine. Undo. Weaving fate anew. You are weavers of fate. You can pause time and jump to specific moments in a deceased person's life to reweave their threads of fate. You'll be able to change the events and thereby undo their tragic death. Contents: 12 large cards, 60 small cards. Small cards are basically how you what decisions you make and how you score things. And I'll put a link to some of my other videos that I've done so you can kind of see a little bit of what I think about this and some of the game mechanics. However, I can't go into too much depth. Well, that was a Freudian. Because they are kind of one and done. There is kind of a linear path and the decisions that are made, and you can't make an optimal choices, and then you're kind of done with the game. But anyway, speculate, discuss, decide. The mission leads you to the jungles of Central America. Circumstances of death. High above the Yucatan jungle. February 29th, 1952 at 3:37 p.m. With a vigorous jump, a blonde woman in her 20s leaves the small plane cabin and plunges towards the jungle. When the craft explodes above her, she doesn't look surprised, but pleased. She laughs because she knows that she has won. The shiny object in her hand is proof of that. The air rushing past rips at her expedition clothes. She confidently pulls on her parachute's cord, and then, as she tries pulling it again and again, panic wells up in her chest with the realization that it will never open. So that's kind of cool. Then there's kind of continue on page. It's a little bit of a choose your own adventure, kind of, but it's kind of a time travel choose your own adventure type game. It's for 10 ages up and 45 to 90 minutes and 2 to 6 players, but these can be played solo if you choose to do that. I mean, hey, it's your money, it's your game, it's your money. Use the time however you want, right? All right, so let's get this out here. Again, I'm not going to be able to show too much of these, but, and the rules are kind of on the cards themselves. Got a little bit about, hey, do I got all of them now? No, I'm missing one. Uh-oh, the completionist in me. There's that lady jumping out with the shiny object. So it's going to tell you right away, stop. Do not shuffle this deck or the deck of smaller cards. Turn these cards over and prompt you to do so. So this is basically telling you, how to play the game, and it is the game. It's you start playing right out of the box. And this is the same. You're going to have, these are time cards, which are, you're limited to how many times you can jump around in time. So there's that's your limit right there. They're kind of the same on the back. These are, let's see, clue cards, or I can't remember how those are used. And these are the decisions you make. So you make a 1A, 1B, or 1C, and then these typically have like a number on the back of them. And that's the points you're going to score based on the decisions you made. And the decision is going to be posed to you on the big cards as part of the timeline. And then there's some other stuff in here. Let's not spoil it, because you don't want to spoil it, do you? You don't want me to spoil it, do I? Do you? Do you really? So I'll get these open here. Love to know your thoughts on this. As I said, I stay away from legacy games and one and done games. Although, I didn't, when Unlock came out, I did play quite a bit of Unlock with the family. In fact, I kept them. First of all, they weren't too expensive. I got them for like $12-13, and we had a good time with each of those games in the series. We played probably about 6 to 9 of them. I can't remember how many I got. But they have to use an app. But it's a puzzle. It's an escape room in a box, and you don't destroy anything. That's one thing I liked about it. You had to use an app, which I'm not big a fan of. But you didn't destroy anything, so you didn't have to rip stuff up. Like several of the escape rooms, you kind of tear and mold and actually destroy the stuff, so it can't be played again. The unlocks can be all played again. Just put the cards back generally in order or somewhat in order, and then just pull out an app. So anyway, I'm waiting for my memory to lapse or time to pass, and then I'll be able to play them again. But so I enjoyed that, but it was the cost of an enjoyment, right? It's like, how much it costs to go to a movie, how much it costs to play those games. These were so cheap that I said, what the heck, we can try these out. So this is going to tell you how to start off the game. And again, I don't want to spoil too much, but this basically is telling you the rules. So these first few cards are all the rules of how to play. And then you're going to lay some of these cards out as the timeline, and then you're going to flip them over, and they're going to have, let's do real quick. Oh boy, they're going to give you a decision to make, right? And they're going to have that timeline, and then you're going to have these cards here correspond with what decision you made, and then you're going to have a score that you're going to make. I wonder if there's a score on here. Well, there's a lot of advertisements on these cards here. So, yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but they tell you what your score is. So it's a little anticlimactic, and the art on the cards are okay. They could have probably used more art. I think they could have done some more with the mini cards. But all in all, if you get this for a couple of bucks or less, as I did, it's worth a shot. It's worth it's at least a time filler, one and done type thing. Or you might be able to play it a couple of times if you so choose. Anyway, there you have it. Undo. Did I say undone? Undo, Weaving Fate Anew, Treasure Fever from Pegasus Spiele. Take a look at it in my playlist down below under Time Travel, Pegasus Spiele. Heck, I might even do an undo playlist, or maybe I might start a one and done playlist. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, you tell me what I should do next. Tell me what you think about this game. Tell me what else you want me to cover. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.